Hello guys and welcome to another video from Between the Ropes TV. Guys, I'm just going to go on about the Sky Sports main event last night between Adam Azim and Santos Reyes, which was the headliner at Wembley Arena. A lot of people are slating Adam Azim's performance, saying he's overhyped, he's overrated. I thought it was a great performance. I was really impressed. I was more impressed with that performance than I was from any of his previous quick stoppages. And I'll tell you why. I was impressed with his shot selection, his quick jab, his variation of shots, targeting head, targeting the body, keeping it nice and simple with 1-2s, not throwing 3s and 4s. In fact, he didn't throw any 3s and 4s. And I like that. And I liked how he's quick on his feet. He was in and out of range. Like to see a bit more head movement from him, a bit more lateral movement from him, working angles. But he's shown me a lot of good traits. He's shown me patience, and I like that in a fighter. One of the other criticisms you could have said was Santos Reyes was clearly keeping it tight, looking to counter. Looking to be very, very economical with his shots, and he wasn't punching with Santos Reyes. So question marks are potentially about, does he not have a chin? Is that the reason why he wasn't punching with Santos Reyes in case he got caught? However, I would counter that by saying there was a couple of times where he did get caught flush in the chin. As the fight drew on rounds 8, 9, and 10, Adam did look a little bit. He did get a little bit lazy. His hands started to drop. A couple of times he did get caught flush, and he shouldn't have got caught with those silly shots. But he proved as though he could, I suppose, take a shot. And he's answering a couple of questions. Look, time will tell. The opponents will get better. The shots will get stiffer. The tasks will get harder. But Adam Azim so far is riding through that, and I like this performance. This was a good, solid opponent. Yes, he was unbeaten. You're not going to put him in there with a top 10 kid straight away. But considering how Dalton Smith had an underwhelming performance in his last outing, that's why I've always said on this channel, I wait until 10 fights before I really give a verdict on a prospect. And that's my argument as to why, because they often have an underwhelming performance or two, and then everyone kind of says, oh, they're no longer the best thing since sliced bread. They're overhyped. They're over this. They're all sorts. Do I think Adam Azim's overrated? No. I do think it's still very, very early to judge him. There was a lot of things I saw last night that I still think needed a lot of work. But overall, that was a decent performance considering the opponent who was in front of him. Another good win for Caroline Dubois on the card. Another explosive TKO. Caroline Dubois looks very, very good, very tidy, very skillful, very quick, can hit hard with both hands. The difficulty she has is women's boxing has no depth in those divisions, and really, for that reason, she could be escalated for going for titles this year. So it's going to be really exciting, for Caroline Dubois. Cracking fight between Tyler Denny and Brad Pauls. Really impressed with Tyler Denny. He really brought it to Brad Pauls. Really strong, really aggressive. He really sat on Brad Pauls' chest. Brad Pauls' lack lateral movement didn't really move his head. Poor defense overall. Got himself caught far too many times, and he lost comfortably on my cards. I only gave him a round or two. Really dominant performance by Tyler Denny, and another dominant performance by Zach Chelly as well. That one really surprised me. I was expecting Anthony Sims to nick a points win, but Anthony Sims I remember when Eddie Hearn let him go from Matchroom USA, and he said he didn't feel as though Sims had the dedication, had the heart for it. And that really resonated with Sims. He rebuilt himself, and he came back, and he every interview he did, he kind of went on about that. But you kind of saw why. He doesn't really have the minerals. He's got all the skills, wonderful jab, quick hands. He goes back in straight lines, keeps his head on center line, which is untypical of American outboxers. And when somebody's putting it on him, when he's behind on the scorecards, when he's feeling the pace of the fight, when it's getting a bit too aggressive for him, when it's getting a bit too hot in the kitchen, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. Doesn't respond well to adversity. So that's another defeat to him where he's kind of looked lost. And psychologically, they're very, very difficult to come back from. Okay, if he makes a mistake and he gets knocked out, you can rebuild from that. You can actually come back from a knockout because you then don't make the same mistake the next fight. There was a lot of talk about actually is he better off being a middleweight. But I think his problem's psychological, and that's very, very difficult to change. He's already been in a new training camp, new trainers, and if he still hasn't amended that error, that mistake, it's going to be very difficult for him to do so in the future. So I worry for Anthony Sims. But overall, a half-decent card from Sky Sports. Not bad. Decent performance to start the year from Adam Azim, and we look forward to seeing what the future holds for him. Guys, say it all the time, and you know we deliver, so plenty more content on the channel to come, and join us on our live, which we'll be bringing to you tomorrow night. Take care, guys.